This is Engadget. Here's what's happening in the world of technology. It's Tuesday, February 1st. If the company formerly known as Facebook is going to help establish the metaverse, it's going to need virtual personas that are consistent across its apps. And it now has just that. As of today, Meta is rolling out updated 3D avatars to Facebook, Messenger, and Instagram via DMs and Stories. The new design lets you bring the same avatar across Meta's platforms, including VR. You can maintain your look as you switch to your Quest 2 and back. The avatars themselves promise to be truer to your style with more faces, skin tones, and expressions. You can also add cochlear implants, over-the-air hearing aids, and wheelchairs. Meta is also being more adventurous with clothing. You can now pick up official NFL apparel to flaunt your love of football ahead of the Super Bowl. You can still create different avatars for Facebook, Instagram, and VR, so you can have a more realistic persona for VR meetings and a more fantastical one for your social media profiles. Meta has also promised to eventually simplify moving avatars across places and already lets you sync avatar changes between Facebook and Instagram. Meta acknowledged the unified avatars were an early step in creating the metaverse. This doesn't suddenly create a truly cohesive and immersive digital space. It's a start, though. If nothing else, it provides consistency that might encourage you to try an avatar instead of sticking to a favorite photo. And if you've noticed that Apple's two-factor authentication texts include much more extra text than you're used to, don't fret, there's a good reason for it. As Macworld explains, Apple has implemented a previously proposed system that uses domain-bound codes for sign-ins. The extra tags, such as @apple.com, #123456, %apple.com, are meant to improve the trustworthiness of autofilling text codes and platforms starting with iOS 14, iPadOS 14, and macOS Big Sur. The technique theoretically discourages more sophisticated phishing attacks that try to intercept and redirect two-factor verification messages. If you're using one of those more recent operating systems, you will only get a code autofill suggestion if the domain of the site requesting a code matches the one in the text. A phishing site can't simply prompt Apple for a code and expect an autofill prompt then. If you don't get an autofill prompt, there's a good chance the site is bogus. Apple quietly started delivering codes in the new format around November 2021. The concept isn't necessarily limited to Apple's ecosystem, but it has yet to be widely adopted elsewhere. Still, don't be surprised if these lengthy 2FA texts become more commonplace and potentially thwart some phishing campaigns. If you want to catch the latest tech news as it's happening, check out Engadget.com or tune in again every weekday.
SpokenLayer.